Hello everyone, good morning. In this video, I shall tell you how to avoid plagiarism in your research work. But before that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because this is very useful for all your friends and your colleagues. So, do recommend them to subscribe the channel and share this video as much as possible. So, while suggesting about how to avoid plagiarism in your research work, now these days all plagiarism softwares have become so much stringent that almost all your content comes plagiarized, and you think you've written a fresh article or a fresh thesis, and still the content is plagiarized. So in that case, I would come up with another video in which I will tell you the reason why the content gets plagiarized and how does the plagiarism software work, and due to its working, your content becomes plagiarized, and most of the journals do not understand that the content is yours and you've got the plagiarism checked. It is called self-plagiarism if you reuse your material, but if you haven't published your material, you've just got the plagiarism checked, then also sometimes the journals find plagiarism in your content. So how to solve that problem, I'll deal with that in my next video, but for the time being I'm dealing with the point how to avoid plagiarism. So while writing, what you have to do is, first of all, I also searched about how to avoid plagiarism, and I got certain suggestions like do your own work, don't cheat from others, don't copy paste, or say do your own work. It takes time, devote time. So all this is okay, you know this. So in this case, everybody knows this. So these are certain suggestions that everybody knows, right? So in this case, or say if they say use direct quotes or paraphrase with care or give credit, but in this case what happens is that it is okay, we are giving credit, but still if the content is taken from somewhere else, then it will obviously come in the plagiarism category, in spite of the fact that you are citing the source. Citing the source doesn't mean that your content won't come into plagiarism or won't be detected by a plagiarism detector. So this is a very say a suggestion which is not very useful in this case. So I'm giving you suggestions nobody else would give you. This is based upon my own experience. So the first step is use text from books instead of online articles or online books. So in this case, why I'm saying so, because here you have to quote the source. We always quote the source. In text, citations are made for the purpose that you quote the source. You always have to quote the source. It is ethical to quote the source, but use text from books offline instead of online. For example, I was writing an article on online banking, so I get text or material or content about online banking from a textbook, say a Pearson textbook or a Macmillan textbook, or say Routledge. So I get text, there are books on online marketing, there are books on online banking, so I can use the content from those books. And since those books are not available online, so the plagiarism detector will not be able to detect the text which is taken up from them. I'm not saying you don't quote the source, you have to quote the source, but you can take the content from books offline, which will not be detected because online detectors are there. Because the plagiarism software is an online software, it detects whatever material is there available online and not offline. So there is no mechanism. If somebody has already referred to that book, then obviously it will come into plagiarism. Otherwise, if you write a fresh, if you use a textbook which is say a new edition or which has not been used so far by many people, then in that case you can avoid plagiarism. So one suggestion is use textbooks, read textbooks. It will enrich your experience also, it will enrich your knowledge also, reading books. And what we do is we copy paste things and do our work so that it is smoothly done. But it is always better to read textbooks because they are not available online. Offline books are recommended, they won't affect your plagiarism. Then they won't come in the plagiarism. Another thing is paraphrase. So sometimes you've written things and still they are coming in plagiarism, or say you've written it yourself, but and say it is still coming in the plagiarism category. So what you do is you paraphrase it. Say I've taken a thought from an author: online banking has changed the scenario of banking in Indian industry. So I would simply write that the Indian industry has been affected by online banking to in a positive manner. Say I can write it in this manner. So this will be paraphrasing, this will be writing in my own words, but the same thing is that I'm not copying anything. I am not saying that this is my own view. I'll quote the source. I'll quote the name of the author whose view it is. So who had written this. So it is always recommended. You can use synonyms. You can write it in your own words. It is not a crime. It will be just explaining your own version of the thing. You've understood the thing, you've combined the things, you quote the source, you acknowledge the source, and that is all okay. And that will not be plagiarized because you've written it in your own words. So these are the two simple tips that nobody else would tell you, and I'm telling you from my own experience. So refer textbooks instead of online sources. The other thing is write it in your own words, but always quote the source. I hope it was useful, and please share the video so that your friends, your colleagues can benefit out of it, and plagiarism is no more a problem. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned with more videos on plagiarism.